In this lecture, we are discussing about the Arduino board configuration. So, whereas in the previous lecture, we had seen some basic details related to the Arduino board. And here I am revising again the main features of the Arduino. So, the first point is Arduino comes in the form of open source hardware as well as open source software. So, the meaning of open source is we can these boards are easily available in the market, as well as the Open IDE is a open source software which can be downloaded directly from the net. So there is no need to pay anything to install this particular software. And one more feature is we can easily extendable either in the hardware side or in the software side. So that means whatever the functions or what are the libraries we require, that can be easily added to this Arduino IDE. And the next important feature of the Arduino is it accepts both the analog and the digital signals as inputs, and it gives the desired output. And one more point is when compared to the microcontrollers, ordinary microcontrollers, it doesn't require any extra hardware to load the program as well as to control the board. In the previous lecture, we had seen that there are so many variations are there in the Arduino board, such as Arduino Uno, Arduino Mega. But now we are discussing Arduino Uno board configuration. So even though so many variations are there, almost all the components are common together for all the boards. And this is the basic board, and now we are going through the details of this Arduino Uno board, right? So this is the appearance of this Arduino board. Now we'll see one by one. So first, it contains one microcontroller which is called as Atmega 328P controller. So almost all the Arduino boards are using the microcontrollers which are developed by Atmel company. So because of that reason, whatever the microcontroller we are seeing, always the number can be start with 80. So 80 refers to the Atmel Corporation, and presently this Arduino Uno board contains the microcontroller, that is Atmega 328P microcontroller. So this is the basic unit of this Arduino board which accepts the inputs and which process the calculations and which controls the output devices. And the next important things in this Arduino boards are these digital pins and these analog pins. So totally we have 14 digital pins. If you observe here, the numbers are starting from 0 to 13. And these digital pins are used to connect the external input and output devices. But whenever you are connecting those external devices to these digital pins, all the information can be processed in terms of digital values. So similar to that, we have 6 more analog inputs. If you observe here, we have the analog pins from A0 to A5. But here they had clearly mentioned that all these are input devices. So that means these pins must be connected to the input devices, and the information can be processed in terms of analog values. Next, here if you observe, we have two connections here related to the batteries. So here this particular port is used as a USB port which can be connected to a USB cable by which we can upload the program into this microcontroller board, and as well as the same USB cable is also used to supply the power to this Arduino Uno board. So whenever you are connecting this Arduino Uno board through the USB cable to your system, it can function two things. One is it can supply the power, as well as the same cable is used to load the program and to provide the serial communication in between to your IDE to this particular Arduino Uno board. And if you are using the same Arduino Uno board in your standalone devices, even you can supply the power by using this power jack. And the next most important part of this Arduino Uno board is this one. So this is a crystal oscillator, which is the responsible to generate the clock signal, and based on this clock signal we can calculate the time. And here this crystal oscillator is giving the clock signal at the speed of 16 megahertz. So it is generating the clock signal with the frequency of 16 megahertz. And this particular clock signal can be applied to various electronic components in this Arduino Uno board. And the next one is, here we have the reset pin, and in this same Arduino board we have one more reset pin, that is this one. So that means we can reset or we can start this Arduino board by using these two reset pins. So it can be connected externally, or the same reset operation can be performed by using this reset button. And the next one is, this Arduino board contains two voltage pins. One is 3.3 volts and another one is 5 volts. So these two voltage pins are used to power supply to the external devices such as input and output devices. So mainly these 3.3 volts can be used to connect the Bluetooth devices, and for so many sensors like the moisturizer sensor, for all those type of the devices we require this 5 volts. But whatever the input or output devices you are connecting, most of the devices can be worked on these two power supplies. And this Arduino board contains 3 ground pins, and those two ground pins are presented here, and one more ground pin is presented here. So just to make the circuit as a closed circuit, we are using this ground pins. And the next one is Vin. So anyway, we can supply the external voltage to this particular Arduino board by using this Vin, or the voltage input pin. And similarly, the next more important points are, so coming to this particular LED, this LED is useful just to make the significance whether this Arduino board is connected to the power supply or not. So once this Arduino board is connected to the power, automatically this LED will be in the on state. And the next two more important LEDs are this TX and RX. So this TX and RX will be flashed whenever you are doing the serial communication in between this Arduino Uno boards to the other devices. And even these two pins can be flashed together whenever you are uploading the program into this Arduino board. And one more LED is this one, which is internally connected to this 13th digital pin. So this is the internal LED which comes along with this Arduino Uno board. So these are the main and the important components which are presented in this Arduino board. So again, I am revising the important points related to this Arduino board. One is it can operate by using the 5 volts power supply, and by using the crystal oscillator it is providing the clock signal frequency with 16 megahertz, and it contains 14 digital IO pins, that is from 0 to 13, and it contains 6 analog input pins, that is here. And one more point is, if you observe these digital pins, some pins are represented with tilted symbol. So these pins are called as PWM pins. And here we have 6 PWM pins in our Arduino board. In the next lecture, we will see the details of Arduino IDE and how to write the program by using the Arduino IDE. So thanks for listening to the class. We will meet in the next class.